So Mel has been on the podcast before. She helped me with an opening segment, the episode that I did with Quinn a long time ago.
It's very helpful.
It was. You were very helpful. However, she got off the hook and did not get a rundown, which is what we do for every guest, all like 4 guests we've had on the podcast so far, right? But anyways, so here we go. Are you ready?
No, not at all.
Well, good. Because here we go.
Right, bring it on.
All right. First question.
Okay.
What is your favorite baseball movie? And why?
My favorite baseball movie. Oh gosh. Well. Well, of course I love watching The Sandlot. It also depends who I'm watching movies with.
Okay, you're watching a movie with me. What's your favorite baseball movie to watch with me?
We really like watching Bull Durham.
We do. We
love
Bull
quoting
Durham
it. We giggle at it every time.
It's true.
We quote it while it's playing. We're super obnoxious. I don't even think we hear half the movie.
We quote it while we're at baseball games. We quote it while we're watching baseball games on TV. Mel's been known at minor league games. Anytime there's a mound visit that seems to go on for a little bit too long, Mel is the one who yells, "Get 'em candlesticks!" So, if you happen to hear that, you know.
It's a fun one. But I do love... Wilson went through a time where he watched The Sandlot a ton, and he'd sit there...
Twice a day.
...with his, like, baseball gear, and he would just, like, sit there all cute, and he would just stare at the TV, and he had this giant hat and this giant catcher's mitt, and... Oh, it was adorable.
I don't think he was even 2 yet.
No.
And he was
and it was so cute. But no, I do love Bull Durham, and I know that there's a million out there. I actually really enjoy watching... I also... I don't know if this counts. Sorry, I actually like a lot of movies.
We're movie people. So
I still love not the fastball everyone thinks, but with Keanu Reeves.
Oh,
I love it when you call me Big Papi.
Oh,
I love that one.
What was that one? I can't even think. I never saw it.
Oh, he like starts coaching. I don't know if it's community service or something, but he coaches a baseball team in an inner city.
It's not Bad News Bears.
No, it's called Fastball.
Oh, is it Fastball?
Yes.
I don't know.
We've had the same conversation.
I think
and he's
regularly.
Because see, that's a funny movie too. And I haven't seen the old one. I've only seen the one with Billy Bob Thornton, which he's really funny too.
He is funny.
I don't know. I like baseball movies, and we really like movies in general. But I think Bull Durham is my favorite. It's my favorite to quote. Yeah,
it's a good one. And the way that it depicts minor league baseball is, like, from what I understand, what I've been told, is like spot on. Like, they got it right.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I will say, I did like the documentary that we watched.
Oh, Fastball?
If everybody has watched it and listened to the podcast about it, it was really fun. I was like, oh, perfect. Brad's going to watch a documentary. I'm going to get all this stuff done. I'm sitting there and I'm like, pause it. I got to go rotate laundry. And like, sitting there in front doing laundry in front of it. Yep. It was very, it's captivating. It was very cool. So I enjoy it. I'm learning a lot because I love baseball, love watching it, love going. I don't mind watching on TV. I enjoy that, but I know nothing.
Okay, now tell me about your worst ballpark experience ever.
My worst?
Your worst.
I don't know if I've had a worst. I have one actually.
I know you have one. I think I know what it is. That's why I asked.
Spring training last year. We
Go ahead. Yeah.
we went to 2 games. The night before, I don't even think there was a day between, right?
No, so we got into town on like Friday.
Yeah, and that night we went to an Angels Mariners game.
Yep.
And it was so fun. Stella was barely 3.
Yep.
Not even.
Almost 3.
Almost 3. Wilson was 4. And the kids did great. The night game was super fun. Wilson ended up falling asleep on our laps. We made it, I think, through the whole game. Or I think we left early.
Like 5 or 6 innings.
Just so we could put kids to bed.
Yeah.
Then we went to Scottsdale for a Giants
D-backs
game, which their stadium was so fun.
It was cool.
It was, even just the downtown Scottsdale was so beautiful. It was so, it was just quaint. It was really fun. The vibe was really fun. There was a ton of stairs and hills and we, for both of those games, we were on the grass.
Yeah.
And it was a 1:00 game, and it was hot.
Yeah, there was no shade where we were sitting.
And Stella was not jiving, and she was I was so sweaty. I was carrying her everywhere, and she is hefty.
She's big. She's a big toddler.
We call her sturdy.
Yeah.
Anyways, we pushed for her to last like 3.5 innings. And that was with me walking with her, carrying her, throwing goldfish at her.
Well, the thing that's hard about that stadium too is it doesn't have the wide open concourses. So if you're gonna go walk, it's really narrow. You're kind of fighting a crowd. Yeah, yeah, it was tough.
It was. We got to the car and then she wouldn't walk, and we have to. So at the Angels game, the Peoria
Sports Complex,
the parking lot is just like right there.
Yeah, we were parked on the other side of the left field entrance.
Yeah, it was really nice. And then this one, I had to go through business building. I
think we were probably 3/4 of a mile away.
And I had to carry this hefty girl who was sad and hot, and we were both sweaty.
Yeah.
It was miserable. I couldn't enjoy the popcorn, the lemonade, nothing. I was very sad.
Yeah.
And,
And it was probably 90 degrees that day. It was hot.
It
was really hot that day. We all got sunburned, and yeah.
It was not fun. Which is
top of it all.
Which is such a bummer, because it would have been, we were really excited. I was very nervous on that trip taking little kids. But the first game I was like, oh, we've got this. And the second one was
it helps when they're tired.
Horrible. It was horrible. Well, no, she was tired, but she was grumpy and hot.
Yeah.
But yes, so that would be my worst game.
And I would agree
worst
with that.
Game ever.
Yeah. And, my first thought was probably, I talked about it on the podcast before, the best game experiences one, where we sat in right field at Angel Stadium, and the sun was beating down on us before.
No, anything with kids will just heighten that worst level to the nth degree. No, that one, bad. I was so mad at him, though. I was like, why did you put us here? And he's like, I didn't know which way it be. That's my Brad voice constantly when he does something stupid.
Yeah, anytime she talks about me, it's, that's how she does. It's
in
true.
A loving way, in a loving kind, I love my husband way. But yeah, no, that one wasn't nearly as bad, because it did eventually. The sun did go down, so it was fine.
Yeah, before the first pitch was even thrown.
Was it?
Yeah.
I thought it wasn't until the
it was
second or third.
5 minutes before the game. The sun dipped behind the grandstand. I was like, this is great. This is perfect.
Was it?
I specifically remember
that. It was. He thinks he remembers things. No. Anyways, that wasn't that bad. And anything with sweaty, hot children and me having to carry her. I remember brutal. My arms, by the time we got to the car, I was shaking.
Yeah. Well, I remember because I carried her from the car to the stadium because she decided she didn't want to walk then. And if she decides she's not going to walk, she'll lay down on the ground until you pick her up. So
there's no moving.
Still. It's not happening.
And we're like, oh, we don't need a stroller.
Yeah.
Dumb parents. We never learn. But yeah. Anyways, that's the worst one.
All right. What's your favorite ballpark food?
Okay. Well, we really tried to get free garlic fries, and we did not succeed. But we did buy some, and those were fantastic. I know you rage about them all the time, and it's very true. They're very good.
So good.
But I do just love a hot dog.
Oh, yeah.
And my best friend is Quinn. He's been on this.
He was on the podcast.
We went to an Angels game, and it was $1 hot dog night. And the guy was like, we're getting a bunch of hot dogs. He's like, oh, if you get 6 or something, he's like, it's a better deal. So we're like, okay. And then we're like, oh, they're just $1. So we had this mound of hot dogs. And we were being so goofy with them. Anyways, every single one of them was so good.
Oh, they always are. I mean, aside from the Mels, from their hot dogs, which we're gonna beat this drum to death.
Oh,
hopefully someday they'll.
Oh my gosh, I didn't listen to the podcast till Thursday because of my schedule, and my schedule is crazy. But I finally listened to it, and I was cracking up because I remember every time Brad would come home because he interned and he'd get free food, and he's like, I don't know why I went with the hot dog again. I can trust them, and he'd be so mad about it. But then
because it was my dinner and it was terrible.
But by the end of the season, he was like, one more shot. I swear you had 6 hot dogs.
I don't think I had that many. I gave up on it pretty early, but because I found out their chicken tenders and their burgers were pretty good, but for some reason they can't cook a hot dog on a roller in that stadium. I don't know what the deal is.
I don't know how you mess up a standard hot dog.
Yeah, I don't know.
But anyways, Angel's hot dogs are fabulous, and it was great, and I loved it. And we didn't do anything crazy. We just ketchup, mustard, relish. That's how I like it. But that game was fun because Quinn and I, we've been best friends since literally birth. Our parents are friends. And so, yeah, we've been best friends forever. And so we went to the game and we're standing in line with our tickets. And this older couple was like, oh, I don't know if they thought we were on a date or something, but they gave us 2 of their tickets. And they were like lower level, like we were going to be up in the cheap seats. And we were like lower level, and they're like, well, the only downfall is you have to sit by us. But it was like so fun. We joked with them the whole time, and they ended up leaving super early. And so then I called my sister down to come hang out with us. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. That was a really fun game. We hadn't done those very often. So
yeah, that was a long time ago. We were dating then. Yeah, we were dating.
Were we dating? Yeah. Wow.
That was a long time ago.
I thought I was still in high school. Just about, though. No, I guess you're right. It was between semesters and stuff.
All right, next question for you. No, you're fine. Okay, it doesn't have to be baseball related, but what is your favorite sports memory ever? Mel was a water polo player in high school, so
water polo and swim.
Yeah.
Well, I am kind of participated in or just watched?
Just in general. Watched, participated in, anything.
Oh, well, I can't ever give one answer. I'm really terrible at this. We did win CIF League Champions, which is a huge deal because I'm from Southern California. So we were about 30 minutes away from the beach. But even every school you get closer and closer to the beach, they get better and better and better. And we did awesome when we beat them all. So, boom. That was very cool.
It's a big deal.
It's a very big deal. Yeah, it was a very big deal. And it was super awesome to be part of that. And if you've never heard of water polo, seen it, look it up. It's awesome. It's intense. It's crazy.
I would drown if I tried to play water polo.
I probably would now. It's been a good 14 years or so. That was a very cool personal sports experience. Also, I think anytime just winning swim events and stuff. But I think I also really enjoy, like Brig, the Olympics. And I always love watching the swim and the water polo and looking at the talent that I could never reach that level. It's awesome. But yeah, I don't know. Gosh, my favorite sporting... I have a terrible memory, guys. Like, it is... Brad always can say he's right about stuff because I won't know. And he'll be like, yes, this is how it happened. I'm like, oh, okay.
Just like the sun was down behind the grandstand by the first pitch. I remember.
It wasn't, I swear it was. But who's to say? Because I don't remember.
What about the Angels winning the World Series? Where did that rank on your...
Oh, that was really fun. Because I have fun memories of, I was at an Angels-Dodgers game, super low seats with Becky and David.
Okay. Yeah.
It was me, and I think Juliana was with me, maybe.
That's her sister, Juliana.
Sorry, my sister. I have a million of them. And we were down very low. Like, we were behind the third base line, and we're maybe, 5 to 10 rows back.
Oh, cool.
And there was a huge brawl, and I just remember being panicking. I was probably 10, maybe 12, and I just remember because it felt very close and oh my gosh.
That would feel close.
And fans were freaking out. I mean, it's Angels and Dodgers. They're rivals. It's not necessarily right, but
they are rivals.
They're city rival or whatever. Anyways, it was intense, and I just remember being fans were even rushing towards
it was
crazy.
Yeah.
And I just remember being panicked, and I was just oh my gosh. And, that was freaky, and that was very memorable. But I loved watching the World Series and watching the Angels do that, and I just remember watching on TV. We obviously didn't go to games, but we went to a lot of Angels games growing up. But they did I just remember I loved seeing the stadium full of red and full of the cheering, and just...
that was the year of the Rally Monkey, right?
Yes. And it was just so much fun. It was you could feel the energy even through the TV. It was really cool.
That's cool.
In a house full of girls, baseball was the only sport that my dad ever could get us to get on the TV. Yeah. He didn't have much control over that remote, poor guy. He still doesn't.
All right, I have one more question for you.
Okay.
I have to read it because it's kind of long.
Oh, great.
All right, are you ready? Okay.
Yes.
What would baseball look like today if the Brooklyn Dodgers and New York City agreed on either the Dodgers' plan to build a stadium at Atlantic Yards, site of the new Barclays Center where the Brooklyn Nets play, or Robert Moses' plan to build a team a home in Flushing, which is where Citi Field is, where the Mets currently play. What do you think baseball would look like?
I don't even know what that question means. Are you being for reals?
No.
I was like, you're such an idiot. I don't have a lot of baseball knowledge. That is not a fair question.
I dug that up for Brig, but I didn't get to it, so I thought I'd...
Horrible. I don't know.
Let us know what you think, though. You can comment on YouTube.
Give me an answer.
On the Facebook group. Let us know what you think of that question. I think it's interesting. I don't know what it would look like. I mean, we wouldn't have the Dodgers.
I can't contribute at all.
So,
I have no idea what any of those words meant. Put them together, nothing. I don't know. I have no idea. Should not be allowed to be on the baseball podcast. I'll show you the gear because I love it and I'm obsessed with it, but I will not participate in that answer.